And we're gonna start on our backs today. And you can just have your strap close by. Actually, do we need that? No, you don't even need it close by for this. We're just gonna start on our backs. Oh, and so come onto your back and take just like 30 seconds to do whatever feels good. You can rock side to side, forward and back. You could come into happy baby. Maybe you want to do a little initial twist to each side. You could even move with the inhale and the exhale here. So just kind of intuit what it is you need. This is your moment to check in, sort of explore how things are feeling before we come to this place of stillness. So like another 10, 15 seconds here. Maybe take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And then open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Do that a couple more times. Nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Good. And then wherever you're at, just bend the knees, take your feet wide, allow your knees to knock in towards each other. Arms come by your side, little mini shavasana in the upper body. Maybe you'll feel like you get a little more stretch and release in the shoulder blades if you take your arms in a cactus shape. So just find a place that feels good. You could also have a hand on heart, hand on belly. All good things. And right away, just start to drop into your Ujjayi breath. So that inhale through your nose, creating that soft rush of air in the back of your throat. And then that exhale through your nose. Length of the inhale, length of the exhale, really nice and even. And we're just using this sound to help draw us inward. So all of the distractions happening around us, all of the sounds happening around us, they just drift into the background. As you start to go inward, the brain might get really noisy. So the thoughts might start to kick up there. So that's okay. Just smile at it, notice it, let it go. Keep trying to find that place of stillness. Some days it's easier than others, but eventually we get better at stringing these quiet moments together. Notice if there's any tension in your body here. Perhaps the shoulders are creeping up around the ears, soften there. Maybe there's a little grip in the inner thigh. Again, just see if you can soften in those places. Make sure that the fingers, toes are relaxed, face, jaw, soft and relaxed. Good, nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then just nice and easy, start to heel toe your feet. So they're about hips distance apart. So just kind of finding that bridge pose setup. And then you're gonna keep your left foot on the mat. You're gonna hug your right knee into your chest. And then just go side to side here. Getting into that big hip socket. Just kind of, again, just noticing how things are feeling. Starting out, there can be a lot of sensation. All right, then we're gonna come back to center. You're gonna interlace your fingers around that right thigh, and then I want you to press that thigh into your fingers, but then at the same time, you're pulling back with your hands. Try to let shoulder blades release down. All right, so keep rooting into that left foot. As we inhale, we're gonna start to roll up. Maybe you take your hands a little higher on the leg. So see if you can get those shoulder blades up off the mat. You're just gazing forward here. See if you can release the shoulder blades down a little bit. And then you can keep your left leg like this. Maybe you start to extend that left leg to straight. Hover it above the mat, just an inch or two. Spread toes in both feet. And then your choice to stay here. We got about a count of 10. or maybe extend your arms forward. Breath smooth and steady, that inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose. We're at 7, 6, nice work, Kathleen. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug both knees in. Rock a little bit from side to side. Does everybody like, yoga teachers count really poorly whenever I'm in a class and they do the count to 10 and it's like to 20. It's like, what is going on? I guess it's just something we get to do. All right, so right foot is on the floor. Go ahead, bend that left knee in, and then just go side to side with that leg. Just gently finding a little movement in that hip joint. Observing how this side might feel different in your body. All right, and then we come back to center. So interlace fingers around that left thigh, and then just take a couple of breaths here. So pushing forward through that leg, but then pulling back with your hands. So it's just like this isometric stretch. You're gonna notice that you lose the curve in your lower back. So your tailbone is directing forward. All right, and then we start to roll up. Maybe slide the hands up a little further. It's fine if they stay low. Kind of just depends on your body and what's going on. Make the choice to stay here. Maybe you extend that right leg to straight, hover the heel. Just kind of gazing slightly forward and up. Pointing left toes back behind you, right toes up towards the ceiling. Maybe release your arms by your side. Keep trying to lift the shoulder blades up. And we have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Knees squeeze into the chest. Rock a little bit from side to side here. And then you're gonna make a choice. So if it feels all right on your spine to roll forward and back, you're welcome to do that. Some days it's just not in the cards. If that's you today, you roll off to one side or the other, and we all eventually come on up to our tabletop position. So setting up for some cat-cow. Good, shoulders over wrists, fingers spreading, pressing evenly, knees under your hips. We know this well, so maybe close your eyes right away as you inhale, arch into your lumbar, chest comes forward through the gates of your shoulders. And then as you exhale, you move in the opposite direction, letting the back of the neck lengthen, getting into the thoracic. Continue like that. So moving with your breath. You might be wanting to move a little faster today. That's particularly helpful if you're feeling a little groggy, a little tired, if you're feeling a little anxious, if there's a lot on your plate today, if there's a lot on your to-do list, stretch the breath out, slow things down. We're gonna be here like another minute, and I just want you to notice how in this short amount of time, we do start to find a little more space. Things start to open up, so just enjoy how that feels. Good, let's come back to a neutral spine. So you're neither arching nor rounding. Let's curl our toes under here. All right, and then you're just gonna basically stay in this shape, but you're gonna lift your knees up off the mat about an inch, no more. So tiny, tiny amount. Gaze an inch or two in front of your fingertips. It's a little bear pose, and we're gonna hold this a few more breaths. You're gonna start to feel this in the belly, getting lots of core in first thing. Good, and then start to lift your sit bones up towards the ceiling, so knees lift up higher. And then we pull back into our downward facing dog. And then just take a moment here to pedal back and forth between your feet. Fidget a little bit. Kitties doing yoga. And then just eventually coming to a place of stillness. So you're gazing between your feet. They're about hip distance apart. Your ears are in line with your biceps. Start to really firm the muscle to the bone in the arm. So you feel the inner arm wrap towards the outer arm. That's going to help you to get a little more width and widening across the heart and chest. Good, and then from here, we're gonna inhale, shift forward into plank pose. You might have to wiggle your feet back. So you want hips in line with shoulders, neck nice and long. So again, gaze an inch or two in front of you. Use the legs more than you think you can. And you can always come down to the knees if you need to. Good, one more deep inhale. As we exhale, we're all gonna lower our knees on this one. You can keep the toes curled under, or you can extend the toes to straight. As we exhale, the elbows bend an inch, they pull back, they're squeezing in, maybe bend a little more. Perhaps you go to that halfway point, take an inhale, nice. And then as you exhale, land in one piece on your belly. Tops of the feet do press here. Let's grab our strap. So unfurling the strap here, and we're just gonna hold on to it. All right, so you can just rest on your forehead, really anchor down into the feet, press into all 10 toenails. As you rest on your head and pull out on your strap, you can feel the shoulder heads already lifting up off the mat. Hold on to all of that. As you inhale, lift a little higher, so extend the chest forward and up. And you can go as wide on the strap as you need to. So especially if you're a little tighter in the shoulders, that's gonna be a nice little variation. Keep anchoring down into the feet, legs heavy, glutes squeeze in towards each other. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, lower down. You can just move the strap off to one side. And then bring your fingertips underneath your shoulder heads. And again, squeeze those elbows in as you do that. Notice how the shoulder heads lift up. As you inhale, chest extends forward and up. So we keep a deep bend in our elbows here. As we exhale, we lower down. Inhaling, lifting, just moving with the breath, finding this vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Your cat is so cute, Kathleen. Inhale, up. As you exhale, lower down. One more, inhale up, hold here. Good, and then let's just press to our tabletop. Curl toes under, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then nice and easy, just start to walk your feet forward to meet your hands. All right, so feet, hips distance apart here. Let's grab opposite elbows, find a nice deep bend in your knees so you can really release your spine down. You might even start to lay your belly on those top thighs, and then nod your head yes. Nod your head no. And just releasing the neck a little bit. And again, do let the shoulders feel really heavy, releasing down. And then change the cross of your arms so the opposite arm comes on in front, and then just sway a little bit from side to side so you can feel that play happening in your feet. Good, come back to center. And then with a nice little bend in your knees, slowly start to roll up to standing. One vertebra at a time. Ooh, you might get a little head rush when you come up. When you get there, go ahead and roll the shoulders back a few times. And then roll them forward. Good, roll back. And before we start to flow, let's just take our right arm in front so you can hold with your hand, maybe hook with your elbow. You're gonna feel a nice stretch across the tricep. Notice if that right shoulder starts to creep up around your ears, soften it down. And then also just notice if you start to puff the front ribs forward, the booty back, make sure that you're standing nice and tall. You'll feel the arches in your feet lift a little bit. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, you release that side. Just have arms come by your side. Feel that openness across your heart and chest. And then we do that to the second side. So left arm crosses in front. You can hold anywhere with your hand. A lot of that just has to do with shoulder flexibility in your body. If you're a guy and you have bulkier arms, this can be a little trickier. Feeling this stretch in the tricep, the outer right arm, or outer left arm rather. Standing nice and tall as you're here, keeping that breath smooth and steady, and just noticing where tension might creep into your body. For most of us, it's kind of around the eyes. We tend to harden. We start to clench the jaw. Good, one more deep inhale. Good, as you exhale, just go ahead and release. Arms come by your side, and we're gonna start to flow a little bit. So as you inhale, you can reach arms out and up. You can also reach forward and up if space dictates that, or if it feels better. As you exhale, fold in again, maybe with a little bend in your knees. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Beautiful work. As you exhale, fold back in. Press down into your feet. Feel those arches lift and carry you all the way up to standing. Feel really tall and elegant here. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhaling, reaching. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Listening to that sound of your breath. Inhale, chest extends forward. Good, as you exhale, fold. Pressing into your feet, stretching arms out and up. Beautiful work. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. 2 more on your own, moving with your breath. You can follow along with me. Maybe you close your eyes. And again, you can speed these up. You can stretch them out mostly. Let them feel really good. Get curious about the sensations happening in your body, even how they're subtly starting to shift. There's absolutely no rush. When you're done with that second round, just standing in your mountain pose Tadasana, palms together at your heart. Feel shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other and then release down. Feel this openness across your heart and chest. Check in with your breath. Notice how it's feeling. You might be feeling a little sensation of heat in your body. So all good things. All right, so from here, let's go ahead and inhale, stretch your arms up. And then you're going to interlace your fingers up above you, and then you're going to press your palms up towards the ceiling. As you're doing this, release down through your tailbone, and then feel your inner arms wrap towards your outer arms. Good. So hold on to that feeling as you start to bend your elbows. So your palms are going to face towards the back of your head. Lengthen out through the elbows. Take a nice deep inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to drop right elbow down, left elbow up. Inhale to center, so just kind of getting into the shoulders again a little more. Exhale, drop to the left. Couple more, inhale up. Exhale, release down. Good, inhale up. Exhale, release down. And then inhale to center here. Just notice what thumb and index is on top. Good, as you exhale, release right hand down. Good, and then we're gonna release fingers. We're gonna start to side bend to the right so that left arm reaches up and over. So you're gonna feel this nice long stretch through that left side of your waist. Maybe you start to gaze up underneath that top arm. Are you breathing? Good, so let's inhale, come on up to center, reach that right arm up. And then as you exhale, hinge, forward fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot way back. Land on that left knee. Good, as you inhale, come up. Low crescent, beautiful, maybe gaze up. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Curl those left toes under, firm that thigh up, and then step back to your plank pose. Take an inhale. And then from here, exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, you're gonna lift your left leg. Exhale, step that foot through. Land on your right knee. Inhale, rise up, low crescent. Good, and then as you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Curl your right toes under, step your right foot to meet your left foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, chest lengthens. As you exhale, fold in. Inhale, press into your feet, stretch arms out and up. Keep them there. So interlace fingers, put the opposite thumb and index on top here. Press palms up towards the ceiling, standing nice and tall. Few breaths. Inner arm is wrapping towards outer arm. You're trying to widen across the backs of your shoulders. Good work. And then we start to bend the elbows. So the palms are going to face towards the back of your head. Deep inhale here, standing nice and tall. Exhale, left elbow releases down. You don't have to go very far. Just listen to your body. Inhale up. Exhale, release right elbow down. Good, inhale up to center, just warming up the shoulder girdle. Exhale, release left elbow down. Good, inhale to center. Exhale, right elbow releases. Good, inhale to center. And then exhale, release arms. Start to side bend to the left. Try to press evenly into your feet. One's going to be a little lighter than the other. Spin the pinky side of the right hand down. Feel this stretch to the right side of the waist. Maybe gaze up underneath that top arm. Breath smooth and steady. Good. As we inhale, we come back up to our extended mountain pose. Beautiful. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. This time, left foot stays forward. Step your right foot way back. Inhale, rise up, low crescent lunge. Really nice. As you exhale, hands come down. Curl those right toes under. Step back to your plank pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, sit bones stretch up towards the ceiling. You pull back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot through, land on that left knee. Good, inhale, rise up, low crescent. Feel that length through the sides of your waist. Beautiful work. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Curl left toes under, step that foot to meet the right foot at the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Good, as you exhale, fold in. Pressing down into your feet, stretching arms out and up. Good, as you exhale, hands come together at your heart. So again, just have your strap or your scarf close by. So we're gonna get into the shoulders a little more here. And just opening them up. So finding your nice mountain pose, nice Tadasana. And actually, let's go ahead and come into our Gomukhasana Arms. So you may or may not need your strap. Let's just take it over the right shoulder. I'm gonna give you a couple options here. So standing nice and tall, start to stretch that right arm up. So palm is facing in towards your cheek. I want you to internally rotate so that palm starts to face behind you. You can use your left hand to help you find that wrapping in. Bend the elbow. Good. And then just take a couple of breaths, pressing your left hand onto your right elbow. And this is gonna be a really nice stretch through the tricep. You might even be feeling it, the back of that right scapula. So perhaps you stay here. If you'd like to go a little further, reach that left arm out. So palm starts facing forward. Bring your thumb to face down. So you're spinning the palm behind you. Angle that arm down. So I'm going to turn around. I'm going to be doing the opposite of you now. And then this is where you might be able to grab the strap. A few of us might be able to get fingertips. One is not better than the other. So as you stretch your right elbow up, you're pressing that left shoulder head back. So the arms are doing two different things. It's big stretch in different places. Nice work. Keep the breath moving. That inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose. Good, nice deep inhale. And full, complete exhale. As you inhale, release to just take the arms out at an angle. Feel the shoulder blades release down. And then exhale, release arms by the side. So you can move that strap over to the left side. Side to side, this can be really different. So just know that going in. As you inhale, stretch your left arm up so palm starts facing inward. And we want to find internal rotation. So you can use your right hand to find that. So the palm starts to spin behind you. Keep the elbow lifting as you bend at the elbow. So left fingertips reach down your back. They're going to find the strap there. Couple breaths. Right hand gently pressing down onto that elbow. You can stay here like this. It might be plenty of sensation. If you want to play with the full Gomukhasana arms, so cow face arms, start to extend that right arm out to the side. So do a thumbs down sign. Good. And then start to angle that arm down. Keep pressing that right shoulder head back. Elbow bends. So holding onto the strap. And if you don't have a strap but you want to do this, you can just press the back of that right hand into your back. And that's going to help you to leverage this right shoulder head back. So sensation in a lot of different places in the shoulders happening here. Keep breathing, smile a little bit. Or frown, that's okay too, actually. All right, as you inhale, find that diagonal, standing nice and tall. And then as you exhale, release the arms by your side. Let's just wiggle the shoulders out again. Good, roll them forward. And then back. And then you can just keep your strap close. All right, so adding on here. As you inhale, take your arms out and up. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Good inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Keep that right foot forward. Step your left foot way back. Keep those toes curled under this time. We're gonna rise up into our full crescent pose. I'm just gonna flow through a full round of this. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step right foot to meet left foot. We're gonna take an inhale here. Then exhale, let's shift forward. You can do full chaturanga if you want to, or just put your knees down. That's what I'm doing, lower to halfway. And then onto your belly. Inhale, low cobra. Press into all 10 knuckles or 10 fingernails in your toes. As you exhale, press to your tabletop, curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift your left leg. Just be careful of furniture and pets behind you. Exhale, step that left foot through. So legs are hips distance apart. Inhale, rise up. Full crescent pose, nice stretch on that right hip flexor. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step your right foot to meet your left foot. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold in. Pressing into your feet, stretching arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Lengthening through the backs of your legs. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Keep left foot forward, step right foot back. Inhale, rise up, full crescent pose. Nice deep bend in that left knee. As you exhale, hands frame that left foot. You step back to plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, shift forward. Perhaps come to knees, lower halfway, hover. Then all the way down. So this time as we inhale, you can come into your low cobra. If you're ready for an up dog, drag the hands back, wrists underneath your elbows. Press into the tops of your feet. Press into your hands, arms come to straight. Shins, knees, thighs, lift up off the mat. And then exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog from wherever you're at. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot through. Inhale, rise up, full crescent pose. Good work. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step your left foot to meet your right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, press into your feet. Stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. All right, inhaling, arms reach. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Keep that right foot forward, left foot way back. Land on your knee, and then you're gonna grab your strap here. So we're in a low crescent lunge. If you need to walk that right foot off to the right a little bit, do so. You can also pat up that back knee if you need to. That's especially helpful if you're on a harder surface. All right, so we're gonna hold on to our strap. And we're just gonna come into some shoulder humblers here. So before we do this, feel that right hip draw back as your left hip draws forward, belly pulls in and up. As you exhale, stretch back any amount. The wider you go on the strap, the easier this is. Inhale, pull up, and you're gonna feel this in the front of the shoulder. As we exhale, we release down. So keep the tension on your prop. Inhale up here. And this is a really hard part where you might have to go a little wider. Exhale. Pull back, nice work. Inhale up. And then exhale, release down. Good, inhale up. One more, exhale, release back. Good, inhale, up to center here. And then exhale, release forward, move the strap off to one side. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Beautiful. As you exhale, hands come to the mat. Curl those left toes under. Keep your gaze forward. Step to your plank pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, shift forward. Maybe use knees, lower halfway hover or all the way down. Good. Inhale, low cobra or upward facing dog. As you exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. Good. As you inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot through. Okay, so we're gonna find the strap again. So holding on, taking the arms out wide. So this time we're gonna really, really pull out on the strap. As we're doing that, we're squeezing our outer hips in towards the midline. As we exhale, we're gonna do cactus arms. So you might not go down quite as far. Feel those elbows squeeze in towards each other and then inhale, press up. So give a little barbell here. Exhale, pull down, keep a lot of tension on the strap. Just moving nice and slow. Inhale, press up. Good. As you exhale, pull down. Let's do a couple more. Inhale, press up. And then exhale, pull down here. Inhale, press up. Good, you can release the strap down and then take the arms out and up. Maybe bring your gaze up. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Curl your right toes under, step that foot to meet your left foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, chest lengthens. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, press into your feet. Stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Maybe finding a little more space in the upper arms, the shoulders. Inhaling, reaching up. Good. As we exhale, we hinge forward, we fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Keep the left foot forward this time. Step that right foot way back. Make sure you're not on a tightrope, so walk that left foot off to the left if you need to. Full crescent. Inhale, rise up. So bring your palms to face together. Make fists. All right, and then as you exhale, pull down. So it's that feeling that we just had with the strap. Keep releasing your tailbone down. Nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, we're gonna do some flies. So give yourself a little resistance. Press in nice and slow. And then inhale, open up. Feel those shoulder blades start to really squeeze in towards each other. Feel that openness across your pectorals, the front of the chest. Exhale, press in. Good, inhale, open up. Good, exhale, press in. One more. Inhale, open up. Exhale, press in. Good, and then just stay here. Release your fists. Inhale, lengthen arms up. Maybe gaze up. As you exhale, hands come down. They frame that left foot. Gaze forward. Step to your plank pose. Take an inhale here. Legs super strong. As you exhale, shift forward. Maybe use knees, lower halfway, hover, or all the way down. Inhale into either your low cobra or your upward dog. Again, you can always mix and match these. You can skip them. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. As you exhale, step that right foot through. All right, so Inhale, rise up. If you feel like you're on a tightrope, walk that right foot off to the right a little bit. Okay, so palms face forward, make fists again. Deep inhale. As you exhale, pull down. So just doing it without the strap. This time you might have a little more mobility. More mobility. Inhale, press up. Good. Exhale, pull down. Couple more. Keep directing your tailbone down. Feel those outer hips squeeze in towards each other. Just moving with your breath. All right, this time let's inhale, slowly press up. Release your fists, palms face towards each other. Feel your heart lift, gaze up, maybe even press palms. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. We're gonna step our left foot to meet our right foot. The top of the mat. Inhale, chest lengthens. Good. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, press into your feet. Stretch arms out and up. Good. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Just close your eyes, take a couple of breaths, let everything slow down. Good. And then blink your eyes open. So grab your strap. Take it over your left shoulder. Then you're going to step wide on your mat, so the long way. So we're going to set up for our Veerabhadrasana 2. So edges of the feet are parallel with the edges of the mat. Give yourself a generous stance here. Good gauge is as you hold your arms up, wrists are over your ankles. From deep within this right hip socket, we're going to turn that leg out to 90 degrees. Left toes turn in. So whereas we're getting the hip opening in this front leg, we're releasing this left hip down. Inhale, stretch your arms up. As you exhale, bend into that right knee, and then let's just flow this a little bit. So as you inhale, press to the inner edge of that right foot, straighten the leg, arms reach up overhead. Exhale in nice and slow. Good work. Keep that back leg really strong and fired up. Inhale, reaching up. Good. And then as you exhale, sink in, just bring your gaze out over your right fingertips. Keep pressing to the inner edge of that right foot. And your torso is squaring towards the long edge of your mat. So sometimes it likes to come long for the ride. So you can just pretend that somebody's pulling back on that left wrist to help you square that torso. Good. So flip your right palm to face up towards the ceiling. Hinge forward a little bit. Notice the space that you've created, and then we're going to reverse our warrior. Just for a breath or two. Maybe looking up underneath that top arm. So nice side stretch here. Press into your feet. Inhale, rise up. All right, so we're going to stretch left arm up. You can use your hand to help wrap that arm in. Reach your fingertips down your back. Good, and then again, you could just stay here like this. If you want to do the full Gomukhasana Arms, reach that right arm out. Good. And then pull up. So press right shoulder, head back. Lift elbow up. Good. And then we're going to press to the inner edge of our right foot. We're going to start to bring that leg to straight. Keep directing that inner left thigh or inner right thigh to the left. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. We're going to just come into a funky little triangle pose here. So we're going to kind of hold it halfway. You might not even get halfway. Good, and then we're gonna release here. So you could just bring that bottom hand to your shin or your thigh. You might bring fingertips to the floor. You could even have your hands on a block. As you're here, lengthen through the right side of your waist. Wrap those right ribs up towards the ceiling. Good, and then one final little thing. So again, just spin your left palm to face behind you. And then bend the elbow. So grab a piece of shirt, lower right waist, press the hand into your back. You might be able to get fingertips to that right thigh. So finding that opening. You've been doing a lot of that today. Good. For a breath, if you'd like to get in the core, extend your right fingertips forward. And then wherever you're at, as you inhale, press into that front foot to rise up. Release the wrap. Parallel your feet. Good. Stretch or take the strap to the other side, the other shoulder. From deep within this left hip socket, turn that leg out to 90 degrees. Right toes turn in. So first we just find our Veerabhadrasana 2. So left hip opening up, right hip releasing down, torso squaring to the long edge of your mat. So a lot of all of these little micro things happening. Inhale, arms reach. As you exhale, sink in nice and deep in that left knee. You might need to go a little longer with your stance. So notice that. Inhale, press to the inner edge of that left foot. Rise up. Good, exhale, sinking in. Veerabhadrasana 2. Inhale, reach up. Good, exhale. Sink in here, couple of breaths. Just bring your gaze out over your left fingertips. Feel shoulder blades release towards tailbone. Tailbone is directed down towards the floor. Legs super, super active, especially that back leg. We're gonna find our little reverse warrior. We're gonna give ourselves a little space here. So spin your left palm to face up. Hinge, find all of this length and then hold on to that as you come up and over. So just a little different way of approaching it. Maybe gaze up underneath that top arm. Keep the legs exactly like this. Inhale, upright yourself, Veerabhadrasana 2. Okay, stretch that right arm up, find that internal rotation, use your left hand to help you. Bend the elbow. You could take left hand to the top or reach that arm out, spin the thumb down, and then come up and around. All right, so Gomukhasana Arms and Veerabhadrasana, 2 legs. Press this left shoulder head back a lot. Hold on to that as you press to the inner edge of that left foot to upright yourself. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen through that left side as you hinge at that hip crease. So we're not going full on here, kind of pausing a quarter of the way down, maybe half of the way down. Keep stretching, right elbow up. Keep pressing that left shoulder head back. Nice work. And then we free the arms here. So just going to the place that feels good. Hand could be on shin or thigh or fingertips on the block. Lengthen through the left side, press to the inner edge of the left foot. And then start to externally rotate that top arm, palm spins to face behind you. Bend the elbow, press that shoulder head back. Good, so you can just press the back of your hand into your lower back somewhere. You might be able to get your fingertips to the inside of your left thigh. Nice, nice shoulder stretch here. Breath smooth and steady. As you lengthen through that left side of the waist, maybe you get so light that you lift those fingertips up off the mat. That's going to intensify the big hip stretch that you're feeling. You're going to feel it more in the groin too of that left leg. All right. Inhale. Come on up. Release the wrap. Stretch right arm up. Parallel your feet. Exhale, release hands down. And then you can just walk your feet in towards each other. Can lose the strap. All right, so let's take a little forward fold just to let all of that go. And we're gonna do our shoulders again here. So a couple of options. Option 1, if you're a little tighter in the shoulders, you're just gonna press your fists towards each other. I want you to find that feeling that we had when we were in that wrap with the triangle pose. So shoulder heads press back. You might be able to grab opposite elbows and do the same thing. Few of us might play with coming into our reverse namaste. So that's probably the most intense variation. Wherever you're at, the same actions apply. So shoulder heads press back, fists are pressing in towards each other. If you are in your reverse namaste or making the fists, good. So direct your tailbone down, lengthen through the sides of your waist. As you exhale, hinge, forward folded, and legs are a little wider than hips, actually quite a bit wider for some of us. So just find the place that feels good. And the trick here as you fold in is to keep those shoulder heads lifting up towards the ceiling, whatever variation you're in. That might mean that you go a little less far. Nice, Kathleen. Notice if all of the weight has rocked back into your heels. Notice if you're gripping your toes. Find that center place. Couple more breaths. Are you gripping your neck? Can you let it lengthen down and release? You're kind of just gazing underneath you. Good. On your next inhale, pull your belly in, press into your feet. Lead with your heart to roll on up. Good. Step feet together. Release your hands down by your side. So this openness across the heart and chest. So let's just get into the wrists and the fingers a little bit after all of that work. So let's just take our arms out wide, make fists, and then start to circle around in your wrists. And switch directions. Good, and then you're gonna release your arms by your side. You're gonna reach your right arm up. And then gently, one finger at a time, just pull back. Just take a few seconds each finger. This is a great one to do. You don't have to be standing to do this, obviously, at your desk when you've had like way too much Zoom and computer work. So you can tell it's pretty intense. So great for the fingers, great for like the forearm, wrist area. Okay, no hurry. Good, and then when you're done, we're gonna come to a seat. We're gonna come into a wide-legged seat. So this is a great place to sit up on a blanket if you know that you're a little tighter, if it's hard to sit tall. I'm gonna grab one. And especially if you're in a hard surface, you're gonna wanna have your ankles on your mat. So just face that direction. So our Uppavista Kanasana, wide-legged pose. And as you can tell, it's pretty intense to sit here like this for most of us. You wanna keep the legs really active. So the toes are pointing up towards the ceiling as you firm down into the center of the heel. You can just have your fingertips in front of you. You could even be pressing hands on thighs. Maybe fingertips are behind you to help you find that length through the sides of the waist. Good. So we're going to keep our legs like this. We're just going to do a little lateral side to side movement, and then we're going to come into a hold here. If you do have blocks handy, you don't necessarily need these. If you're a little tighter, you might want to just put those either to the insides of the thighs or the lower shin. You can also just rest your forearm on the thigh as we come into this. All right, so let's go ahead. Inhale, stretch this left arm up and over. Good. As you exhale, come on up. And then inhale, right arm comes up and over. Left arm comes inward. Exhale, come on up. Good. Couple like this, just finding this nice flow. Inhale. Exhale up. Good. Inhale off to the left, really graceful, finding space here. Exhale, come on up. Beautiful work. Inhale to the right. Good. Exhale, come on up. And then inhale to the left. Exhale, come on up. This time we're going to come into the hold. So as you side bend, off to the right, just stay there. And again, your right forearm can be resting on your thigh. You could have it on your block. Spin the pinky side of the left hand down. Feel those shoulder blades release down. So we've created a lot of space there in our shoulders today. Maybe you start to gaze up underneath your top arm if that feels okay. All right, so we're gonna exhale, come up to center, and then inhale, several breaths here on this left side, anchoring into both sit bones, especially that right one. It's gonna get a little bit light here. And then again, you can just find any place with this left forearm that is helpful to you. Keep spinning those left ribs up. Maybe you're looking up underneath that top arm. Feel the shoulder blades release in towards each other. What's happening with your feet? Keep the toes engaged, the legs really active. Good. As we exhale, we come up. So Inhale, up and over to the right side. And then I want you to start to unwind. And you're going to take one hand on either side of that right foot. This might be a great place to use a strap. You can be pretty upright here. You might be able to forward fold in a little more. You could even have forearms on blocks. Keep spinning these left ribs towards that extended right leg. It's a little hip stretch. This is pretty intense on the groin as well. Where is your breath at? Are you slowing it down, stretching it out? Have you stopped breathing a little bit? Sometimes that happens. Keep it moving, just notice. All right, so nice and easy as we inhale, we start to come on up. Good, take an exhale here. And then we go to the opposite side. So inhale, right arm up and over. And then just start to wrap those right ribs towards that left thigh. Unwind here, one hand on either side of that left foot. You hinge forward any amount. You might be really upright and still getting a really intense stretch. So they're all good places to be. Better to keep the spine nice and long here. And then again, a strap can be a really great prop. It just reminds the leg to stay active. It gives us a little more space and room, a little more stability in the pose. Full complete inhales. Full complete exhales. Good, and then we're gonna inhale. Start to come on up. Bring your torso to face forward. And then we're gonna take a little forward fold here. So before we do that, we're just gonna use our, make the loser sign. And we're gonna press down. So it's as though you're you had a yoga teacher there just giving you a little adjustment. So helping you to ground down into those sit bones. Feel the elbows squeeze in. And then you hinge forward any amount here. Keep the toes active. Because stay like this, maybe hands come out in front of you. And again, for most of us, this is really intense and challenging. So being a little higher is great. Hands on blocks is great. Sitting upright is great. If this is easier for you, if you're one of those genetically blessed people who can just lay down on your belly, maybe you need to be working a little harder. So squeezing the outer hips in, squeezing the feet in, giving yourself a little more structure and support. Couple more breaths. Good, as we inhale, we start to walk our hands in, and we're gonna just take our hands underneath our knees. The legs have been like that for a good long minute. Extend legs to straight, give them a little bounce out. And then one more little forward fold here. So you can stay seated on your blanket if you're doing that. Just finding Paschimottanasana. If you know that you're a little tighter, you're gonna use your strap around the feet. You also might take the legs wide and bend the knees a little bit. That also just gives you a little more release. Otherwise, you can inhale, stretch arms up. And then exhale, hold on to that length. Think openness, lift across your heart and chest. And then fold in any amount. So just kind of let the hands fall wherever they may. We're all built a little different. Different things are happening in our bodies on different days. So listen to what you need. Always make little adjustments. This is a really intense stretch on the backside of the body, especially the hamstrings. You're gonna feel it. That being said, it might be a really big stretch in your spine, even in your calves. Just notice what's going on for you. Good. And then nice and easy, we're gonna roll on up here. You're gonna make your way onto your back. When you get there, you're gonna hug your knees into your chest. Good, and then before we come into our final resting pose, Shavasana, let's just find a nice little twist to release the spine. So keep knees squeezing in, bring your arms out in a T shape. As you exhale, drop the knees off to the right. Try to keep that left shoulder blade pressing down. Maybe that means you need to come out of the twist a little bit so you could slide a block or a blanket underneath that right knee. Maybe you roll towards that left cheek. Good. Inhale up to center with the knees. And then as you exhale, they drop off to the left. Maybe you look out over the right fingertips. Feel the shoulder blades heavy. Feel your body really relaxing. Feel your brain relaxing here as we move towards our final resting pose. Good. Inhale up to center. One final squeeze of the knees in towards your chest. Maybe even bring your nose to your knees. Deep inhale. And then sigh the breath out. Exhale, make your way into your Shavasana. It can be classic. If you need a little support under your knees, blocks or blanket work good. You can also bend the knees, take feet wide, just allow them to knock in. And then you don't have to worry about anything here. You don't have to control anything here. You just melt in and you completely relax. Soak up all of the hard work you've done. Let your next inhale be deeper. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. And start to wiggle fingers and toes, bringing some gentle movement back to your body. You can stretch the arms up overhead. And just staying soft and quiet. Roll to one side or the other, just finding the fetal position. You're going to use your hands to help you press up to a comfortable seat. Just notice how you feel here. So hopefully it feels like you're sitting a little taller with a greater sense of ease. There's space for your breath to move. Head's a little calmer, quieter, more focused. Send yourself love and gratitude for showing up and working hard, and just promise yourself that you're going to carry a little of this good feeling you've created with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week ahead. Bring palms together at your heart. And just bow your head with a smile. Terrific work.